You know, I sometimes like think of myself as a misogynist, and I make jokes about it. But I speak to a lot of sensible women now but they all have the same thing in common. They're quite anti-women. they say things like, "Oh, do you see that hot crazy Matrix video? Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of women are crazy." Or they say, "I don't want. Why would you want to be in a man's space?" Or even I've spoken to quite a few of them, just normal sort of women who work at wherever I'm at GB or something, but in sort of auxiliary positions or whatever. They'll just say things like, yeah, I didn't really. They'll say like, if I lost this job, I wouldn't even want another job. I just want to raise my kids. And you realize, this is a slight tangent, but you realize feminism, and I'm sure you know this, was an elite movement for a few women who wanted to compete with men in the workplace. Fair enough for them, but for the majority of women who actually just wanted to raise children, it just messed everything up for them. And that's probably 80% of women or something. Correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with feminism is not really a movement focused on women. Women are the tool that feminism uses to advance its own agenda, because it hasn't got a life plan for women as women. Right? All it can say is, well, women, you are basically defective men, and look how much. I mean, this is why everything is compared to men by feminism. It's like, well, you're not earning as much as men. You don't work as many hours as men. You don't have as many elite positions as men. Look at you. You're inferior men. Get on with it. You need to beat the men. It's like, why?
Yeah.
What do they? It's like, did women sign up for that? I don't know if they did.
It's a bit like you said about liberalism suits those that can benefit most from a meritocracy. Tends to be these kind of quite well-off Ramona libs, and that they love it. And now they have to pretend, oh, we also care about the oppressed, but kind of we don't. No. And that's similar to feminism. It's like it cares about an elite class of women, right?
It's not even an elite class of women. I mean, it is, but it cares about resentful women who don't like men and who view themselves as underprivileged men in a way. Because, I mean, there's nothing about feminism that actually speaks to the life experience of what it is to be a woman. Very little of feminism deals with the biology of being a woman, as in, okay, well, what does the menopause mean from a feminist position? What does pregnancy and periods mean from a feminist position? The best they can say is, well, it's an inconvenience to the job of working in an office to beat the men at their own game.
Right.
Because, I mean, it doesn't put women as the locus of its own concerns. It puts men as the locus. So, oh, what are the men doing? We have to change women to beat the men. So,
yeah.
No. What is femininity to a feminist?
Good point. The dream of feminism would be to outsource birth entirely, which they've kind of what freezing your eggs is
100%,
as an executive. Yeah. Or we've seen those little AI mock-ups of those like wombs that will be like, or sort of automatic wombs, whatever the word would be.
Artificial wombs.
And that would be the future of feminism, if we can get rid of this whole childbirth thing, and then we can be the best men possible.
Yeah. And it's like, why do you want that?
It's weird. Because they think it's fun to be a man. They haven't read Nora Vincent's book, where not have I, but I know enough about it, where she pretended to be a man, found it was horrific, killed herself a few years later. Partly she had her other problems, but she found it was an incredibly bleak experience being a man, lonely, hard, no one talks to you, no one cares about you, no one cares about your feelings, no support. Welcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
every man gets this, Nora.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, SARS. Yeah, I know. We didn't tell you. We didn't want to. We didn't want to.
Didn't want to burden you with it.
Yeah. The weird thing about a lot of those feminists as well is that they were they became fascist. Some of them, the suffragettes. Some of them later became fascist, and also they were quite. You say they hated men. They used to tell men they were sort of pussies for not going to war and harass them to try and sign up for the war if they were trying to avoid it in World War II. And so I think stuff. I hope I'm not repeating misinformation here, but I'm pretty sure. So it's quite a strange movement. It's like, was it liberalism because they want to be anywhere people, they want to be any gender, they don't want to be their own sex, basically? Is that a kind of liberalism in itself? Or was it something else, some kind of more fascistic movement, the more extreme suffragettes?
Honestly, I couldn't say. I just find it very interesting how feminism just doesn't care about women, actually. It's got a preset agenda, which is that women and men should basically be interchangeable. And so that means you have to minimize the characteristics of womanhood in order to make them as close to being men as possible. Like an authentic sort of womanist movement would be emphasizing the characteristics of womanhood and making women even more different to men, because women are different to men. It wouldn't be putting men and women in contradiction or in competition with one another. It would just be highlighting the differences and emphasizing them.
Let's start the womanist movement. No one's expecting that of me and you.
No, they wouldn't be expecting that, but I think we'd be right on that.
We'd be correct. The woman, we're woman. I'm not a feminist. I'm a womanist.
Yeah,
This would be a great way for us to save face in liberal society. What are you, some sort of misogynist? No, I'm a womanist. I think you're a dirty feminist.